Good morning, students. This is Bhavani working as a contract lecturer. So today's we will be discussed in second chapter in the data structures, that is in data structures and classifications. So this is the second unit we entered. So in the last chapter, that is in first unit, what we discussed about the pointers, we discussed the definition of the pointers, initialization of the pointer, declaration of the pointer, and why we are using the pointers and what are the advantages of the pointers. Yes, and next we discuss what is the relationship between the arrays and the pointers, how we will be converting the pointers, and what is the comparison, the how we will be comparing the pointer comparisons, and arithmetic operations on pointers, and arithmetic rules, what are the rules we will be following the pointers, and next structures and how we will be accessing structures with the help of pointers, and next what is a self-referential structures and types of self-referential structures. These are all we discussed in the last chapter. So once again, what is a pointer? Once we will be discussed. So pointer is nothing but pointer is a variable that hold the address of the another variable, that is called the pointer. So to use the pointer, we have to use the dereferencing operator, that is a star asterisk symbol we have to use, that is an unary operator. The star while declaring the pointer, that is in data type, star in direction symbol you have to use it, and next pointer name. The pointer name will be hold the address of the another variable, so that is a use. And next, coming to hold the address, we have to use the ampersand symbol. Ampersand symbol is an we will be calling the address of operator. That ampersand symbol is a unary operator. To return the memory address, we have to use the ampersand symbol. If you want to return the value at address, we have to use a star symbol. So that is the difference between the asterisk and the star. And what are the precedence? Both are the unary operators and both have the equal precedence, but we first precedence will be go to the star and next go to ampersand symbol, because the star will be used for the both. It will be act as an unary operator while using the pointers, while arithmetic operations, if you are performing the arithmetic operations, it will be act as an binary operator. So that's why the first priority we will be given to the as asterisk symbol. So that is in precedence of the ampersand and the star symbol. And we have the arithmetic operations, and what are the arithmetic operations can be performed on the pointers: addition, and addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. These are all the illegal. Only subtraction you can be done. If you want to add also, address plus number you can be supported, address minus number also it will be supported. You will be get the number. So that is, then it will be go to the next address, otherwise it will be go to the, if you are decremented, if you are minus, it will be go to the previous address. And next in the operators only we can be perform the incremented and the decrement operators. Address plus symbol you can be used, that is a unary operator, one operand we can be use it. And next address decrement operator also you can be used. Pre you can be used for the pre increment as well as the post increment, you can be do it. Addition address can be do. And pointers can be supported for relational and conditional operators between the two pointers. And what are the relational operator? That is in comparison, pointers comparisons, that is the same topic we will be used there. Relational operators are the less than, greater than, less than or equals to, greater than or equal to, not equal to. And what are the conditional operators? Question mark and the colon are the conditional operators. Both are the conditional operators. And we cannot be use the bitwise operators, and we can be use the size of operator can be supported pointers. To find the size of the pointers, you can use the size of operator can be find. So these are the arithmetic rules we will be using. If you want to convert one pointer to the another data type pointer, you can be use the point conversion. Data conversions are the two types, that is an implicit and the explicit. You can be convert from the implicit to explicit or explicit to implicit also you can be converted, that is an pointer conversions. And next, array is nothing but the collection of elements, collection of homogeneous elements at the continuous memory location is called the homogeneous. You can be continuous memory location, you can be allocated. So while declaring the variable, it will be allocate the memory for the single variable. If you are using the continuous memory allocation, the compiler will be says how much memory we need it, that much memory will be the sufficient memory will be allocated to the array. So that's the compiler will be set. The continuous memory location, if you want to store, you can be use a array. How will be difference? What is the difference between the array and the variable? Array can be declared only the single or the multiple variables can be declared in the single, but we will be allocate only the one memory location for the single. If we need the group of values to store, so at that time array symbol we have to use it. Array will be indicated with the square brackets and we have to mention the size and terminated with the semicolon. The data type, array name and the size we have to mention and end with the semicolon. That is an array declaration. And how we will be set the array and the pointers. We know the pointer is an variable which will be holding the address. In the array can be used the pointers also. In the pointer, if you have set the address in the array, it will be take based on the data type, because based on the data type the values will be changes. For the int, it will be occupying 2 bytes, so it will be incremented by 2. The pointer, the base address will be incremented by the 2. And if you use the float, the base address will be incremented by the 4, because the data type is an 4. If the char, if you use it in the pointers, it will be incremented by the 1, because the data type of the char is an 1 byte. So based on the data type, it will be incremented. The pointer address, the base address will be incremented. So that is the difference between the arrays and the pointers. And next, coming to the structures. Structure is nothing but collection of different data items, different data elements or the items will be collected in the single name. And it is an heterogeneous. Array is an homogeneous and structure is an heterogeneous. And we can be use the pointers in the structure also. In the structure, if you want to declare, you can be declared inside the structure, outside the structure, or main. Inside the main you can be declared the pointer. In anywhere you can be declared. The structure, how we will be declaring, that is a structure tag name and the next pointer you have to declare. In the structure, the variable has to be declared. In the structure, inside the body will having the member functions, not the variables. That all we will be calling the member functions, the int, char, float, that all the variables. Just we will be thinking the void main, in the main function. While using in the structure, it will be all will be considered as an variables, member functions, not the variable. The variable have the memory location. In the member function does not have any memory location in the structure. So that is the difference between the member functions and the variable. You can be declared the variable after the structure, or inside the main also you can be declared the variable. The variable will be contain the memory location. So that's why we will be using the variable in the structures. And next, coming to the self-referential structure. What is a self-referential structure? The structure containing structure pointing to the same type of structure are called self-referential structure. The structure will be contain that can have one or more pointers which point to the same type of the structure as their members. They are called the self-referential structures. We have the two definitions are the structure pointing to the same type of structure, we will be calling the self-referential structure, or self-referential structures are those structures that have one or more pointers which point to the same type of structure as their members to is called self-referential structure. Self-referential structure are the two types. So self-referential structure also have the syntax is there. The syntax we will be use the struct node. Node is an tag here and flower bracket. You can be create int any data member, and next struct node and refer the star link. So struct node star link, it will be the structure pointing to the same type. What is the type I use? I use a node. That node only I am linking. It is a self, we are containing itself. So structure pointing to the same type. What is my type is nothing but the struct node. Struct node star link, I am linking to the same type of the structures. So that's why we are calling the self-referential structures. How many types of self-referential structures we having? We have the two types are the single self-referential structure is nothing but it have the single pointer will be connected. So that's why it is a single self-referential structure. Multiple means more than one pointer can be connected. More than one you can be use the pointers in the self-referential structure. Single referential structures example single linked list. For the multiple it is a double linked list. We have the two nodes will have the next and the previous will be the in the single we have only the data and the data and next will be there. So that are the examples we can give. So this is the first chapter we discussed, and next coming to today's topic, that is the second chapter we will be go. So in the second chapter the basics things today we will be discussed, that is what is then data and what is then data type, why data structures, algorithm and properties, and what is information. These are all the basic informations only, basic topics only. See we will let me see one by one. So introduction of the data structures. The first unit, introduction to the data structures. What is in data? What is in data? Data is nothing but it is a set of values or collection of information. Set of values or collection of informations, usually numerical, that are collected through observation is called data. Or it is a collection of facts such as numbers, words, measurements, or more observations or more descriptions, that is also called data. Okay, what is an entity? Entity is nothing but something that exists separately from other things, such as clear identity. The entity will have the attributes, the properties will be have, and for the properties we will be assigned some values. For example, fan will have the wings, that is an properties will have. Fan is an entity and that we have the properties are there. Wings is there, colors are there, stand is there, that all we have the different. So that is an entity. Field is nothing but it is an area is fixed or the unit of the data, such as record, message, header, or computer instructions that can be purpose and usually fixed size. Field is nothing but it is a unit which will be represent the attribute of the entity. So let me see in the PPT what is there once again. So what is in data? Data is a simple value or the set of values we will be calling the data. Set of values is also called the data, or you can be collect the information. How we will be collect the information? In information we have the words are there, numbers are there, measurements there, observation, through observations also you can be collect the data. through description also we can collect the data. So like that the data is there. So the simple definition, set of values is called the data. Entity is something that has some certain attributes or the properties which may assign values. So example, I give the fan. The fan will have the wings are there. How many wings? There are the 3 wings. What is the color? Pink color. So like that the attributes, and we are assigning some values to that. So entity is something that has certain attributes and properties which may assign values. Field, it is a single elementary unit of information. So a field is nothing but unit of information representing an attribute of an entity is an field. Record is nothing but collection of fields, values of an given entity. So we will be collect all the values given entity, that is called the record. What is a file? File is nothing but collection of records of the entity in an given entity set. So that it will be linking all. So data is nothing but the set of values. Entity is an attribute which has the properties, and we will be assigned some values. And the field is a unit of information representing an attribute of an entity. Record, that is a collection of records. In the field, what is that we will be collect, that is called the record. If you collect all the collection of records is called the file. Okay, this will be linking one to another. Next, coming to the what is data. We know that any number, character or the string. Number is nothing but the, we are using 1 2 3. The character A, we have to be enclosed with the single code. String, group of characters, that is in programming I used. What is data type? Data type is nothing but the operations can be done on the data by way of values of that type can be stored, or the set of values to act to those values, or collection of data with the values having the fixed, that is called the data type. So in C language we will be use the set of values to act to those values, or we will be collect the values, collecting the data with the values. It isn't fixed. Here what we wrote, what is the data type means a range of similar type of data, and it associate the operation and what operation we have to perform. So based on that, so for example, integer will having the positive and the negative. Integer will have the size, that is in 32,768. The integer can be stored till 32,768 to negative, the positive 32,767. And what are the operations can be based on the integer? You can perform addition, subtraction, multiplication, division and the modulus. These are all arithmetic operations can be done on the integer part. Data types can be classified into how many types? 2 types. Atomic data type, composite data type. What is an atomic? Atomic is nothing but it is a single element, does not have any components. We won't be collect anything, just it is a single one. We will be calling the a single and inseparable entity, we will be calling the atomic data. So for example, 4568 is a number is there. This is a single integer number. We will be separate 4 5 6 8. These are the 4 single digits, but they may not represent original meaning. It will be considered only the single, and atomic does not have any component parts also. What is an atomic data type? It is a set of atomic values and set of operations on those values. So for examples, for atomic data type, we have the positive as well as the negative. Integer will be considered both the positive and the negative. Here also we will be -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 5, 7, 6, some values you can be given. And what are the operations can be performed here? We are setting the values and we are performing the operation also. Plus, minus, multiplication, division can be performed. Floating point, which have the decimal point, which have the decimal. Without decimal means integer, with the decimal means float. 0, 0.0, 0, 0.2, 0, 2.343, 35.890. These are all the floating point numbers. You can be perform addition, subtraction, multiplication as well as the division also can be done in the floating. And character is nothing but the letter. So in the letter you can be perform uppercase as well as the lowercase. In the letters also we have the two types of values you can be give, uppercase and the lowercase, but you have to enclosed with the double code. For the integer no need any double code or the single code for the integer as well as the float, but the compulsory. For the characters you have to compulsory give the single code. And what operation you can be do only plus and the minus. In the integer as well as the floating you can be perform 4 operation, plus, minus, multiplication as well as the division for the integer and the floating point. But in the character you can perform only add and you can be do subtract. Next, coming to the next data type, that is a composite data type. Composite data type is nothing but it will be allow the collection of values with an identifier of that type. We will be identify what type of data we can be identify. For example, if the phone date of birth is there, in the date of birth we will be use the different fields. Date is there, month is there, and the year. We will be collecting all the types, but we have the identifier. We will collect all the values together, but each field have the different. Date is separate, month is separate, year is separate based on that. So composite means it will be collect all type of data, collection of values, and you can be separate also, separated into subfields that have specific meaning. So what type of a set of composite values and operations can be performed on those values. So for example, that is a date of birth I gave 24/04/08. So separated into day, month and year. What type of operation? Add 2 data values, you can be add, subtracted 2 data values. Composite means it will be more than 2. And next coming to the data structures. What is a data structure? Data structure is nothing but it is used to store data in an organized and efficient manner. That is called the data structures. We will be collect all the data and we will be organized in the efficient manner in computer. So whenever we need it, you can be easily access. That can be done with the help of the data structures. So in the data structures in programming language, there are the many data structures we are using, like arrays, stacks, queues, linked list. These are all can be used with the help of the data structures only. Why data structures? Means problem solving is more related to understanding the problem, designing the solution and implementing the solution. Then so what is the problem? First we have to understand, then we have to make the design, then implement it. So that is called the why data structures we need it. So after doing this all, we can be stored in an organized manner. So bicycles, the vehicles should be arranged in the sequence manner. If we are not arranged in sequence manner, what will be happen? We cannot be access, we cannot be take the vehicle in the proper manner. So that's why if we arrange in the sequence manner, so one by one vehicle you can be take. So that is the example you can be. So proper manner you have to design. So for the problem solving is more related to understanding the problem, designing designing the solution and implementing the solution. So what exactly is the solution? Solution is nothing but solving the problem or dealing with difficult situations. That is the solution. In our programming part, what is the solution? Solution is nothing but we have the equal. It in a very crisp way, it can be demonstrated as a solution which is equal to program, and it also appropriately equal to an algorithm. Algorithm also it will algorithm is nothing but step by step procedure to solve the problem. What is the problem is that just we are dealing. So solution also like a problem algorithm. Why data structures we are using? Why means human requirement with computers are going to complex day by day. So to solve the complex requirement in the sufficient manner, efficient way, we need this study. Provide fastest solution of human requirements, provide efficient solution of complex problem. That is in space and time. Because in the computer we are storing lot of information. To store it, the information is also very difficult, and to access also it is very difficult. So that's why we are using in the real time examples the data structures. What is an algorithm? Algorithm is nothing but step by step procedure to solve the problem is called the algorithm. If you need to in programming part or anything, just we need the input. We have to entering some data. That is an input to enter. Then after, what is the computer will be doing? It will be accepting some data. The user what the data is giving, it will be accept and processing the data, and we are getting the output. So here the problem is in what is in problem. First we have to take the input, we have to consider the question, and next processing part, how we have to do and how many ways, and we have to plan whether the output is correct or not, whether if I give the input correct or not, and what is an operators we are using. So based on that operators, the output and the result is getting or not. The clear information should be there what we are taking, and correct output should become. The input should be in the correct manner as well as the output should be in the correct manner. Then only we will get the correct. So this is the manner to solve problem. We have to solving. How we will be solving? By step. Every in the algorithm we are writing every program in the step manner only, in the clear manner. So it is an easy to understand. So it is an English language only. Let me see. Algorithm is a sequence of steps that can take us from the input to the output. Input to output. An algorithm must be correct. It should provide the correct solution according to specification. What are the specifications? The inputs what we are specifying. Infinite. It should terminate and general. It should work for every instant of the problem is sufficient. It should use few resources such as the time or the memory we need. Without time, without memory, we cannot be do. We need the time and the memory, we need it. Every algorithm must satisfy the following properties. What are the properties in the algorithm? The input first, output, definiteness, finiteness, and correctness. First we will go for the input. There should be the 0 or more inputs supplied to the external to the algorithm. There should be the more inputs we have to give. 5 plus 5 is equals to 6 plus 2. Like number of inputs we have to give to the computer. We have to supply. And output. Output we will be get only the 1. There should be the at least one output obtained. How many inputs you can be give? 2 plus 3 plus 5 plus you can be give it. Number of variables you can be more than one variable you can be give. Then the result will be the only the one. You will get only one output. 5 plus 6 is equals to 11. The output will be 1. The inputs we are giving 2. So like that, inputs and outputs. Finite. Every step of the algorithm should be clear and well defined. Definiteness, it should be in the clear and well defined. We have to define everything. Finiteness, the algorithm should be find number of steps. How many number? Infinite, the number you can be given. So the steps can be increased based on the problem. Based on the problem, the steps will be there. Correctness, each step of the algorithm should generate the correct output. The last one is incorrect output you have to get. So these are the properties: input, output, and next definiteness, finiteness, and next correctness. These are the 5 properties we have to follow for the algorithm. Algorithm is nothing but the step by step. We are step by step we are solving the problem. Step by step procedure. This is a procedure and we are solving the problem. An algorithm is said to be efficient and fast if it takes less time to execute and consume less memory space. It takes a less memory to execute and consumes a less memory space when we use the algorithm. Because what is the problem and what is the solution, if you think and if you write it, it is an easy manner. If you won't think anything, you will number of inputs if you give, and the time it will be wasted and the memory also it will be wasted. So to reduce that one, the algorithms we are using. The performance of the algorithm is measured on the basis of the following properties, that is in time complexity and the space complexity. Based on the complexities, it can be run the algorithms. What is an information? Information is nothing but it is an organized or classify the data which has some meaningful values for the receiver. Information is processed data on which decision and action be take place. So what are the process? For the process data must be qualified with the following characteristics. There are the 3 characteristics for the processing the information. That is in timely. Timely means information should be available when required. If you required, the information should be available. Accurate. Accurate is nothing but kachitanga, compulsory. Information should be accurate. That is the correct information should be present. And completeness. Information should be the complete. These are the 3 characteristics will be used in the information: timely, accuracy, and completeness. So what is there in the PPT? Let me see. It is an undefined term that cannot be explained in terms of more elementary concepts. In computer science, we can measure quantities of information. The basic unit of information is bit. It is a concentration on the terms of binary digits, because the computer can understand only the zeros and ones, that is in binary digit. So the basic information is a bit in the computer, because the computer can understand only the binary language, that is in machine language. Machine language, the programs are represented in the form of zeros and the ones is called machine language or binary language. The zeros and one we will be calling the bit. So the basic unit of information is a bit we are saying. So it is in concentration in the term of binary digits. Computer can only understand only zeros and the ones. So that's why we will be use it. So to access all things, we will be using the characteristics. So we cannot be explained in the terms of more elementary concepts. In computer science, we can measure the quantities of information. There are a lot of information will be there, and that information should be correct in the timely and compulsory should be there, and the completeness should be there. What information we will be using, that all will be get it. So without that we can't do. So what is an data, what is an information? So what is an data? So data is nothing but the set of values. And what is an data type? Data type is nothing but the set of values, and to add to those values with their values, because we have the data type will having the values. Integer will having the memory, integer will having the space, how many bytes it should be occupied, that is in 2 bytes. It will be allocating the value to store the values based on that. That is in data type. And what is in data structures? Data structure is nothing but, why data structures we are using, because the human requirements for the computers, it is a more complex, so that's why we are using the data structures. So while using the data structures to we can be store data in an organized and the efficient manner, you can be store it. And what is an algorithm? Algorithm is nothing but the step-by-step procedure to solve the problem is an algorithm. And what are the properties we will be using? We are using the properties input, output, input, output, definiteness, infiniteness, and completeness. These are all the 5 properties we have to follow. And next, what is an information? Information is nothing but we will be organized. We have to organize and we have to classify, which has some information, some meaningful value should be there from the receivers. And information is processed data on which decisions and actions be based on the actions we will be take the information. So like that is an information. So in the of the information will be storing in the computer, the information stored in computer in the bits. What is a bit? Bit is nothing but the zeros or 1 we will be calling the bit, and mainly it will be concentrated in the terms of binary digits. What is a binary digit? Binary digit is nothing but the programs which are represented in the form of zeros and the ones, that is called the binary digit, 0 or the 1. So to process the data, processed data must be qualified for the following. What are the characteristics we will be using? Means timely, accuracy, and the completeness. So these are the main thing. So whenever the information we required, so at that time it should be available. And accuracy means what information we need, exact information, that should be compulsory, that information only. And information should be in the clear and the well defined manner, it should be there. That is in completeness should be there. How many types of data types we are using? Atomic data type and the composite data type. Atomic means they are the element does not have any components, parts, and it does have only the one type only, that is in single digit it will be considered. Whereas the composite means group, you can be collect all the values and we will be collect and we will be assigned and will have the identifier to that values. So that is an date of birth. So date of birth is an identifier. Now what are the values we will be specifying? We will separate the fields, will be separated. Separate fields will have the subfields will be there. Date of birth will have the month, year, and the day will be there. So separate fields we can be considered. Separate fields you can be use it. Okay, these are the topics we discuss. So what is in data? Entity, field, record, files. What is data? And example also, what is data type and examples. And how many data types we are having? Atomic data type and the composite. it is in single and inseparable, we cannot be separate. This is in single only, whereas a composite you can be separated into subfields, you can be separate. So that is in date of birth, day is in separate, month is separate, year is separate, you can be separated. Whereas a atomic data type we cannot be separate, inseparate, that's why we wrote here single and inseparate. 5 6 4 5 6 8 is a single digits. And these are the examples why we are using problem solving. We need it. Data structures can be solved the problems. First we have to understand, we have to design and implement. So that's why we are using the data structures. What is the solution? We need it. That is equal to algorithm only, because the step by step we are solving some problems with the help of data algorithms. So why we are using data structures means, for the complex, day by day we are using the data structures to provide more fastest human requirement. In computer we have the memory is there, and based on we have the time also. So algorithm is a sequence of steps that takes us from input to output. So an algorithm must be complete, correct, finite. Okay, the work should be instant, and the few resources, time and the memory, we need it. These are the 5 properties we have to use: time, input output, definiteness, finiteness, correctness. So algorithm can be said to be an efficient and the fast. It takes the time to execute and consume less memory time, because algorithm, while using algorithm we have the less time we are executing and less memory space it will be take it. And again in this chapter only, the last, again we will discuss about the algorithm, time complexity and the space complexities for every chapter. What is in time complexity and what is in space complexity? Next class we will be discuss the definitions. And what is an information? So information is nothing but information is a processed data on which decisions, yes, based on the decisions, and the actions will be based on that. Here computer, the basic unit we will be use that. Okay, thank you. So these are the topics we discussed, that is and what is in data. So tomorrow's topic we will be discuss the classification of the data structures. How we will be classification of the data structures we will be seeing in the next class. So today's that only the basic things: what is in data, what is in record, what is in field, what is an entity, what is data type, what is data structures, and what is an algorithm, and what is information. These are the topics we discussed. And next class we will be discuss the that is in data structures, classification of data structures, data types are there, algorithm analysis for time and the space complexities. So these are the topics in this chapter. So what is, and again tomorrow we will discuss about the data structures and classification of data structures, how many types are it is divided, and abstract data type, and what is the data type also again we will be discuss, and algorithms, what are the algorithms analysis for the time complexity as well as the space complexity. What is the time complexity and what is the space complexity also we will be discuss. So in this chapter, okay. So these are the topics again in this chapter only, the space complexity and the time complexity. Again we will be discussed. Again the algorithm topic will become. Okay, thank you.